Welcome to the 40 Finance channel, everybody. My name's Jeff Beers. Today I'm going to show you how the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, ticker symbol GBTC, actually offers you a chance right now to buy Bitcoin at a discount compared to the asset value. Now, I've held shares of GBTC for a few years now, and I've done a review in the past on how this trust format works. But basically, like, the positives to this one is that instead of holding the actual coins in a separate crypto account, you can hold a publicly traded asset, GBTC, and it does include a management fee just like any ETF. This one comes in at 2%, but you can lump it all together with your other stocks in your account. So let's just say at the end of the year, if you did some trading or you had some returns on your GBTC, all of that would be included in your end of year stock account report. So it's very convenient in that sense. I realize that nowadays there's more than one way to invest in Bitcoin through the many digital wallets that are out there, PayPal, Square, etc. But this is an opportunity with GBTC that works well for me. And as of late, it's actually trading at a discount to the NAV price of Bitcoin. All right, here we are at the Grayscale website, and you land here for GBTC. You land on the overview tab that gives you a little bit about what the fund does. You have your annual fee of 2% and Bitcoin per share, 0.0009 pieces of Bitcoin, if you will, per each share of GBTC. Now, where it gets interesting is in the Market Performance tab. And click on that, and you can see on this scale that they have, market price per share. Well, let me scroll that up a little bit. Market price per share and Bitcoin per share, which is in the black. So I'm sorry, market price is green, Bitcoin holdings per share is black. Now, unfortunately, you can't really zoom in and out of this chart, so you just sort of have to hover over. And let's just go back a minute to where I first invested in this fund, which would have been, I don't know, somewhere in here, 2017, 2018. Market price per share was $23.63. Bitcoin holdings per share, though, was only $15.73. So there was a spread of about $8, and this was the premium, right? In order to invest in this particular trust, you did pay a premium for the conveniences that it offered. But as time has gone on here, we'll jump ahead to, just stop, if I can get this graph to stop, 827, sorry, it's very, very sensitive, 821, how about that? 13.58 market price per share, and then only a $2 difference of Bitcoin holdings per share at 11.25. Now, since about, it's hard to tell. Let's just stop here at March 1. You can see the spread is only negative 82 cents. And then as of 4/12, which was yesterday, Bitcoin's holding per share at the bottom, $56 versus market price of 51. So you actually have more Bitcoin holdings per share from a valuation standpoint than you have in the market price. And they do a better job of sort of expanding on it right here on this kind of info tile. This is at the close of 4/12 and at the close of 4/12. So both sides of the data. Market price, $51. Bitcoin holdings per share, $56. So technically, if everything stayed constant at this one moment of time in April 12th at close, you would have saved $5 on each $56 worth of Bitcoin you purchased as a share of GBTC. And this is not just a one-day thing, okay? I tried to track back, and of course I have to hold the mouse ever so steady to get there. Somewhere in the neighborhood of March 8th is when this thing flipped. And here we are on 4/12, and it continues to flip a little bit. So it's not just a quick moment in time that you have to do this. it's going on right now. All right, now there's this other site that I go to relatively frequently called Bitbooio, and it's bitbo.io. And they do some really cool things, at least with Bitcoin, which is really the only crypto that I follow. But if you scroll down the page a little bit and you get to this closed-end funds, they go through all the big ones. So GBTC price is $54 right now. GBTC premium is minus 9%. And this, as you can see, updates. The market is open right now as I record this, and it updates constantly. And you can compare it against OBTC, which is sort of the new one that's come out. QBTC, I'm not familiar with that one, but you can see it's running a negative spread. So the irony here is that OBTC has come out. That's the, I believe, Osprey, something like that. And they've been pumping themselves up as a cheaper management fee to GBTC, okay? So they're trying to attack GBTC, which has been in the game for quite some time now. But when you really go apples to apples, the price to premium is substantially different, right? That's a spread of 18%, minus 9% on this side versus plus 9% on the OBT side. All right, so what does this mean as an investor? Does it mean you should sell all of your physical Bitcoin and then go buy GBTC because the spread looks that much better over there? That's probably taking it too far. I think that if you are really like hardcore on Bitcoin investing, the avenues that are available today to purchase the asset and hold it in a direct wallet seem like the most efficient way to invest in Bitcoin. For my purposes, though, if I was wanted to keep it all in a stock trading account like I do, and I was comparing some of the different funds that had exposure to Bitcoin, you certainly would have to think a little bit about GBTC right now, at least as a hedge on a bet that Bitcoin, could go to $1 million. I'm not the biggest Bitcoin bull in the world, but I really do like what I'm seeing in the progress of cryptocurrencies over the past year. Now, they don't really impact my life on a day-to-day basis, but there are reasons that I decided to, double down on PayPal, add Square to my portfolio, even though I wasn't as big of a fan of it, and then also double down on GBTC during the great market crash in March, right? And some of that is because the use cases keep going up for these cryptocurrencies. Now, in my world, I am very exposed at that level to just Bitcoin. So unlike some other investors, I don't have the other coins. I don't know that much about them. I barely know what I know about Bitcoin, but I do understand the concept of buying an investment and watching it go up, and I've had good returns with my Bitcoin-related investments so far. So at the end of the day, I think that if you already have like a Coinbase account, or you are using Square and PayPal to buy Bitcoin directly, that's probably the most reasonable way to invest in Bitcoin. However, if you are like me and you would rather just hold everything in the stock account, keep track of paperwork that way, not have to worry about forgetting about wallets and passwords and all the things that would probably happen to a guy like me, GBTC is a great investment. And at $50 a share, and knowing that you're getting it at a discount right now, to me, it seems like an easy win to put a small percentage of your stock portfolio in GBTC. There's a lot of news coming up in this sort of crypto ETF world. There's anticipation that they'll be able to change over to ETFs here pretty soon. So Bitcoin Trust, GBTC, is indeed a trust right now, and that is slightly different than your standard ETF. In fact, it trades on the OTC market. So if it does go to an ETF, at least from what I've been reading, the assumption would be that everyone who owns GBTC as a trust form would just be moved over to the ETF form at the NAV price level. So that's kind of what I'm banking on. I do follow the news on this one just to make sure things aren't going to go the other way. But for me, that's exactly where I want to be. All right, guys, so if you're a crypto outsider like I am and you're looking at a way to get into Bitcoin, perhaps for less than it's trading at currently, GBTC could be a good option for you. Thanks as always for watching. We'll see you on the next video.